Hey guys, it's time for another Synth Saturday, and today we're gonna take a look back at our build-up that we've created previously, and we're gonna make something out of it. I'm gonna change up the kick that's in there because I'm already using it in another track, and I found an old vocal sample for myself, and yeah, let's just put it in there and let's create a kind of mid-intro drop. So we'll do some screech design, maybe some rhythm, some kick rolls, and we'll see what we'll end up with. So the things I've changed is I layered a new kick in here. I've been using the older kick from the build-up video when I was making it. I've used it in another track. So yeah, there's no point in using it in this build-up anymore, because then if we would want to make a track with this, then I can't use the kick anymore, or at least I'd have to change it. And over here I added a vocal effect, and this vocal effect is like 3 years old, and I just recorded my voice and edited it, and I thought it would sound sick with the build-up. So this is what we're gonna start off with, and now we're gonna make a drop with it. I think that's just a real sick vocal to add in there. But we had to mute the kick rolls, and maybe we're gonna put them somewhere during the drop. So let's put this in a mixer channel because it's a little bit too loud. I think this sounds nice. And what I had in mind for this is I'm gonna kind of create this anti-climax and then do a short another build-up to the kick. So I'm gonna get a hull kick, and let's see which one I want to choose. Probably my own, this one. This hull kick is just gonna be there to signal that kind of anti-climax feeling. So we're gonna put this in the mixer channel as well. So then we're gonna get this. And this really creates space to create some screeches, or maybe use the screech from the build-up video that we've made, and then get into the drop. So let's just try with the screech that we've made before. Now I feel this is a solid screech, and it gave some good drive over here, but it's way too clean for that growly vocal over there. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you how you can make any type of screech by just doing some random stuff in a mixer channel and seeing how sounds turn out. So basically what you're gonna do is either you're gonna look for a sample and then distort the sample, or you're just gonna make a random chain with some EQ and distortion and then put sounds through it. And I just want to show you what you can do in these EQs, like boost some weird high amounts, maybe some sub too, because that can make your sound really gritty, and put some distortion on it, and not just a little bit, of course. We're just gonna push this to the limit, and it's on channel 18 right now, and then you can just look through your samples and just put some samples through that channel, and then you can have some 6 screeches if they work with the certain settings that you put up. Let's see. Over here we got some weird samples, like this kind of stretch stuff. I'll try this one. And we're just gonna put this through 18 as well. And it's just a matter of trying and seeing how these samples sound when you push them through these EQs and distortions. And right now it's just still too gentle. Maybe like this. Maybe dipping it a little bit somewhere. And this way you can actually create some 6 screeches. maybe make some of the parameters move and you can create some real organic sounds. The way I'm gonna do that is maybe add some shade, and yeah, this EQ just works great for having some weird EQ and then having it move. I'm just gonna put an LFO on say this flanger over here, and we can kind of get a moving sound out of this screech. And maybe we can do something of a high cut so it moves a bit more. And we're gonna make this move as well. Like this. And of course you hear this sub ending right now, but when you sample it, you can just cut off that sub and then you can create some clean screeches with it. And if you want to make the screech move even more, just scroll through the waveform and kind of try to get your rhythm down. It just keeps moving because you keep using different parts of that same sample. So let's try to get some rhythm going for our drop and put this in a mixer channel as well, because I actually like this screech sound a little bit. Maybe something like this. Scroll through these waveforms a little bit so they move a little bit more. And maybe we can even use kind of the same rhythm. Let's just see what fits with the entire build-up. It should kind of fit that feeling of the build-up. Maybe something with some shortcuts over here. And maybe making this a bit longer. Yes, I think I have something in mind right now. Just a matter of playing around a little bit. And then we'll put this over here-ish. Scroll a bit to the waveform. Yes, and now if you don't like the clicking sounds, you can just put some generic on here and this will kind of fade in and fade out the sound. But over here it doesn't really work, so we're just going to keep this dirty and clicky. And of course we can make this pitch bend, because screeches always work better when you kind of pitch bend them. So we're going to put this to 12. Maybe we're going to make it pitch bends a little bit more so it keeps sounding interesting. And this way the screech just is moving a lot more and it's just keeping that screech interesting. And whenever you occur, or whenever you have this problem that when you have a low fade out from that pitch and the screech just keeps going, what I like to do is just put another automation on the same sound and yeah, just cut it off with the volume. So you can kind of get this clean cut. And then it sounds clean again. But over here, after the screech, it's going to pitch up immediately again. And that's a little bit annoying, so we're going to stretch this out some more. And now, because we have that volume fade out, you don't even notice that anymore. Maybe pitch this a little bit less. This sounds good. Now I think the drop's gonna come in over here. So we're gonna make this a little bit longer. So the tilted hull kicks just keeps going. And we're just gonna repeat this again. Like this. And we might need to filter it in or something like that. And of course over here it doesn't know what to do. Sometimes the DAW will just decide to put the volume down but then up immediately again. So you're still hearing this click and that low pitched sound. So then you just gotta select that second automation, just cut it off a tiny bit more, and now it will just do what it's supposed to do. And over here it's just gonna come up clean again. Maybe something like this, and then repeating that vocal. So really building that tension over here. We might need some extra percussions to do that as well. And then we're gonna put this over here, I think. Yeah. Maybe need to pogo this some more. Oh, that fits with that vocal. Now it's sick. We're gonna put some reverb on our screech, and we're gonna make this a heavily sidechained reverb. Oh, and by the way, if you want to have this chain or make your own chain and you want to save it, you can just go in here and save your mixer state. And yeah, just pull it up in the next track where you're working on something and you need a new screech. Just take some samples, chuck it through that same chain again, and see if it's kind of making a good new screech again. That way you don't need to make that screech chain all over again each time. I'm gonna put some reverb on here for our screech. And I'm just gonna use a send for it. And because I'm gonna sidechain it a lot, I'm just gonna boost that output from the compressor behind the reverb, just to push that reverb up some more. You'll notice the difference, I'll show you. And if you don't boost that reverb, it just sounds a little bit more less, it sounds just less dynamic. Just listen. The reverb can just take so much more space, so we're just gonna put this up quite a lot, like 4 decibels, and then it's gonna fit a lot more with our screech. And now we're gonna hope that our kick even fits. I'm not sure, because maybe we want some weird other type of intro kick right now. And of course we need to cut off our filter before that drop starts. So over here we had our bandpass for the kick. We're just gonna take this off. And now the kick's just way too quiet. So I think I'm just gonna keep it like this. Get a make unique kick sample in here. Give it its own channel so we can put up this volume without fucking up that filter kick that we have in the build-up. This way it works. That's building some tension already, and also that screech switch sounds nice to me. It just sounds a little bit more unique than just using that same typical hardstyle screech that we have over here. And now we're just gonna add some percussions to just make that drive come to life again. So we're just gonna put a kick in here. And maybe put that clap and the snare over there as well. And maybe we're gonna put this filtered kick under there as well. And now we're gonna automate this so it doesn't sound so out of nowhere. Especially this filtered kick needs to come up a little bit more quiet. Let's see if we already had some automation on there. Nope. So we're just gonna automate this. Make it start just a tiny bit lower. So it really comes up. Okay. Same with the kick drum. Okay, that's sick. Let's put our kick out here already. And let's distort our snare, or maybe find a nice snare sample that can really build some more tension over here. Because this sounds nice, but I just want a little bit more aggressive, upfront snare sound that's just going to really help build this drive over here. Let's first of all just see if we can maybe find a sample. Oh yes. This works for sure. And we're just gonna boost this root frequency of the snare, and now we're gonna distort this maybe with this one. And maybe cut a little bit of the highs because they sound real harsh before distortion. And maybe boost a little bit more on the root frequency. Okay. Now maybe just compress it a little bit so it gets a little bit more snap. I think I like this. So let's sample this and mute these plugins, save some CPU, and let's just cut this off in the sampler. Maybe like this even. Yes. Now it's a little bit more clean. Save some cutting time when playing around with the sample. And we're going to put this at 22. So we even save a mixer track as well. Maybe like this. Yes. And then we're going to put some generic on here, because that will make snare sound a little bit more clean. And now we're going to pitch this up, so it's kind of working as a riser. And that's just really build some tension. So we're going to put this to 12, so it pitches up an entire octave. And over here we're going to make it go faster. Yes. So now we got this. Okay, that's nice. Now I feel the vocal is a little bit boring and it just repeats twice. So what we're gonna do with this vocal is we're gonna play around with grow speed on it, and that's just gonna add a little extra texture, and then we're gonna take it away on one of the two vocal repeats. So it sounds a little bit more unique. So we got this. We can even keep it like this, or maybe we can go a little bit faster. I think this sounds nice. And I think I want this for the first one, so you kind of don't hear what he's saying. And then over here, you're just gonna cut it off, and then it sounds clean again. So we're gonna put this automation in here. I like that a lot, actually. That sounds sick. And now we're gonna put this screech over our kick. And maybe it's gonna surprise a few of you that it's not really actually too much to do when you want to mix down a kick and a screech, because they both have these really separate parts of the frequency spectrum that they're fitting. So when they fit each other with the sound, you don't really need to do much to get this fitting with a kick. I like the drive that this gives. This is fucking sick. It's really amazing. So we can, of course, we need to make this screech move a little bit more, because when you heard this twice already and then you're gonna hear the same thing again, it's just gonna be a little bit boring. But yeah, just a small bit of balancing is all that we're gonna need to do. And then this kick and screech drop is ready to go. And then we can make some kick rolls. Okay. Let's get some kick rolls in here. And when you make kick rolls, it's just a matter of trying and just using that inspiration that you have when you're making melodies as well. Just be a little bit creative and get some good drive in here. That's the main focus. Just use these kick rolls to really build the drive of that drop. And of course, for some people it's going to be more easy than others. But just when you can't make what you have in your head on the on FL Studio yet, maybe you can drum it out. That's what I used to do. I used to find kick rolls really difficult, and I just tried drumming or beatboxing a little bit what I wanted for my kick rolls, and I just kept trying till I had what was in my mind, had it in the PC, I had it in my DAW. So that way you can really make what you're wanting to make, instead of just making something and just going where the river goes. No, maybe this one. And now, of course, you can make these kicks flow a little bit more as well, and make them pogo a bit and pitch them a bit, so they help build that drive a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to try over here, because this screech is pitching down. I kind of want to do the same with our kick. That's nice. And I'm having a really weird idea in mind. Let's just change this 2 bars up in triplet, and maybe when I would want to continue this, I'd add a new kick and maybe continue something in triplet. Let's just try that. So we're gonna put this in 1/3, and we're just gonna cut this up so it's kind of sounding triplet. I have no idea how this is gonna sound. Let's just see how it will sound in the main picture. So it's gonna mainly come from the kick. So the kick will announce that triplet rhythm, and the screech is gonna do something to accompany it. I'm just not sure what yet. Maybe something like that. And then we can switch the kick. And now we're gonna make our screech fit this. Something like this, cutting this up so it's, or moving it around so it's triplet. Cutting this away. Maybe some screeches on the kicks, so they sound a little bit more unique. We're gonna make this unique as well because we have some problems with the timing over here. I like that, that's pitching from high to low. Just be creative, that's the main thing that I'm trying to show. And now what I'm thinking about is maybe adding some really minimal kick. I'm sure I have one over here that I've made earlier. Maybe something like this. And then continuing this somehow. But that's something for another time. Okay, now I think I'm hearing a lot of clicks in this drop, so might not be sure, but let's just check. Okay, yeah, there's some clicks in this screech especially. And that's normal because we didn't cut off these parts. But what we noticed was that this, putting this to generic just really make the screech sound weak. And we don't want that. So what we're gonna do right now is gonna take some time, and I won't take you through the entire process because you're gonna see the end result. And what that's basically just gonna be is we're gonna use this automation clip to make the screech stop where we want without having clicks in there. So it's just a little bit less clicky. So then, this is what we end up with, and this is how I generally make my sound design for my drops, and how I work with screeches creatively, and do my kick rolls. I hope you like this video, and I hope you learned something. And if you want me to continue this further on camera and show you all the things that I'm gonna do with this, just let me know in the comments. And I hope to see you back soon again. Cheers!